Thank you very much for the introduction, and I'm extremely glad to be here. For me, it's more about, I was telling Victoria, it's more about the message, not necessarily the environment or anything. It's being able to get the message out there and be sure that, oh, people actually can connect and learn something from it. I'm not teaching or anything. I will introduce myself again. I'm Purity Ogene Ochiko. I'm a digital marketer, a host, a model, and a sponsorship and partnership lead for Web3 Ladies. Now, Web3 Ladies is a non-profit organization where we help transition women into tech. So we train them along lines of UI UX design, web development, blockchain development, and program management. We're currently even running our fourth cohort for new sets, and we also help them with work tools like Wi-Fi's and laptops and stuff. So basically today, in line with the topic we'll be talking about, right? Transitioning from academia to professional life, navigating career pathways, and building essential skills. Before I jump into that, let me also extend greetings from our founder, Oluchi Enebeli. It's obviously because of the organization that I'm currently here and present. So she sent her greeting and every other one of the core team of the organization. Okay, so I will be sharing life stories that are rightly relatable to you guys because we're in Nigeria. It's everyday life. When you leave school and go out there, it's a whole different ball game from what you understand or experience within the four walls of your school. There are some of you that probably are already interning or even working in some place, and you could tell that there is obvious difference. Like whatever you've been learning indoors in school is quite different from reality, right? So I broke the topics into 3 parts, and I would handle it in such. I hope that I don't bore you guys. Okay, so let's get into it. The first one is transitioning from academia to professional life. I tagged that school life circle and the challenges. There's obviously a rush and mix of feelings as a final year student. You want to be sure that, oh, your project was intact, you're not coming back here and you're leaving, and there's also an excitement of going out there, but sometimes you're not even so sure of what you're going out there to meet, right? So one of the challenges that I reckon is a gap between academic knowledge and practical skills, especially in Nigeria. The way our school system, our universities is structured, we don't have basic equipment, basic things. When you are teaching, they are basically teaching you theory. Even if they say it's practical, the practical is actually still theory. Because, take for example, if you are a medical student and then they're teaching you CPR, right, how to give, what's it called, chest respiration, anything. When you go out there, you probably did that practical on a dummy baby. When you go out there and it's now on a human being, it's a whole different ball game because that person's life is now indirectly in your hands and you're in charge. So it's a whole different ball game. So one of the challenges I would say is the gap of practical skills and academic knowledge. It's one thing to have knowledge for whatever you're studied, and then it's another thing to actually put that knowledge that you have into practice and get results out of it. So basically, the good thing though is that for us as Nigerians, we're very tenacious, we're very strong people, and we strive irrespective of how the situation may look like, irrespective of, oh, there are no proper equipment to do this or accomplish this. Take for example now, you guys have been here for close to how many hours trying to put things together. This hall is not in any way a proper standard hall for anything, but you guys still figured something out and put things together, isn't it? That is the way Nigerians are. We're actually tough and tenacious people. Even if we don't have the equipment, we make sure that we still try to get, you know, the end game and what is actually desired. So in line to this, the solution is to intern and volunteer. So because there is a lack of supporting system in the universities, it is great for when you leave here, you should focus on one, joining communities. So this is physiology, right? Your set, right? So if it's to join a community, if it's to intern under like a company or something, that's where you should actually start from. I will not lie to you. There is nobody that will openly want to come and give you a job now immediately you come out of school. It doesn't happen, except maybe you have one politician uncle or politician father that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows someone. It doesn't happen in Nigeria, and sadly that's the true fact. So it's actually research communities, volunteer. It may not be that exciting. They may not pay you. That's the truth. Not even me. They will not pay you, most of them, right? But when you know what you want and you're working towards what you want, it is your life at the end of the day. It is your own decision. You know the end game of what you're driving towards. So it will not matter as to the detours because, oh, I know I'm doing this because I want to learn something from this. So that's one. So it's basically intern and volunteer and, you know, join supporting roles in order to get practical experience. So I'm saying this in the sense, in line of what you have studied, physiology, for those of you who would decide to pursue that, right? Because at the end of the day, truth be told, not everybody would pursue whatever they've studied. Take me for example. I actually applied for medicine in Uniben, but I was 2 cut-off marks below, just 2. And then I got industrial chemistry instead. I'm not working currently with my certificate, is it? I came out of school and I had to learn another skill to build myself, and today it's actually that skill that I learned is what is paying me at the end of the day. So some people would work with their certificate, some would get that opportunity to. Some of you, there's even a possibility that, you know, it wasn't even your choice, right, when you wanted to study, but you just did it to get the certificates to show that, oh, I actually went through this university system, right? So you should actually put that in mind so you don't get disappointed at the end of the day. Another thing is the second challenge, right, is adapting to a different pace and culture in the professional world. So I will put this in the sense that you have a system already in the university, maybe a time you wake up, your culture, how you do things, but in reality, workspace is quite different. Take for example, if you're someone who comes out of school and you now get a 9-to-5 job, it will not be anything similar to what you are experiencing now in the university, right? Take it to working under someone, right? The system is different, the work time is different, schedules are different, a whole lot of things. So it's something you would have to adapt to. So basically, the solution to this is adaptation, right? Just like a chameleon, you should be able to change and adjust. Don't be someone that is so fixed on one particular lifestyle. Oh, it must be this and it must be this. Oh, I want to do music, it must only be music. I want to study law, it must only be law. You have to have the ability to adapt and change and welcome change when it comes, because it will. You change with the times. If you are things, take for example too, I did, when I came out of school, I did media, terrestrial media marketing. But then as time goes on, technology came in and things were changing. I could no longer stay and say, oh, I want to be an on-air personality and that's what I must do. If I don't get a job at a radio station, if I don't get a job at a TV station, I'm not doing anything again. I would have been stuck. I had to adapt. I had to dive into tech. I had to learn digital marketing, which is a part of what I do, but more like into tech. So you have to be willing and open to adapt and change. That's another thing you should also consider. I hope I'm not boring you guys. Okay. So relative to what I mentioned about adapting, right? Work culture trickles down to how you dress, even minus your 9 to 5. So take for example, the way you dress in school is different. But when you go out there, your communication skills and how you look is one very important thing that lots of people don't consider. Because you will not really find out that when they say dress the way you want to be addressed is actually very, very valid. Because how you present yourself, that's how your boss will take you. So if you come into a company, and even if you're interning there, do not dress as an intern. Do not talk like an intern. Build yourself so that when you're talking, when other people are sharing ideas, even maybe the main manager, when they get to your turn, they know that, oh, when this person opens their mouth to speak, it's obviously something sensible that comes out, something different. You know, you have to place yourself in that position of how you want people to address you. They would not just bluntly come and say, oh, you are this way. It is how you place yourself at the end of the day. That is how you would be addressed. It's very, I cannot stress it enough. It is actually very, very important. That's the true fact. You may not have all the money in the world, but dress decently and you'll be addressed likewise in such manner. All right? We're done with the challenges. So now we're moving to finding the right path, that's navigating your career path. So just like I said, that at the end of the day, not everybody would, continue with their certificate in physiology. Some would decide, oh, I want to branch out, I want to do something else, I want to learn a skill and build myself in this area and divert, which is very, very valid because especially the way Nigeria is, you cannot have one source of income. You have to make sure that you are doing this, you're doing this, and you're doing this. One of my major philosophies in life by William Shakespeare, it's a quote, right, that is usually not even complete. It's called Jack of all trades. The original quote is Jack of all trades, master of none, but sometimes better than the master of one, right? So take for example, if you're someone that only knows how to drive a car, like those small Peugeot cars, right? If an opportunity comes when they say, oh, come and drive a truck, and you don't even have an idea, you've lost it, isn't it? You've lost that opportunity. If you're someone that only knows how to draw, right? And an opportunity comes and say, oh, we want you to do this sculpture for us, and we're going to pay you this. It's obviously still under art, but under the art, you only know how to draw. You've lost that opportunity. So it's very important to be open-minded, like I said, and make sure that you are not stuck in one place. Back to the chameleon thingy. You have to be sure that, oh, I'm putting myself here, 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 and here, in line with whatever you do. Take, for example, I'm someone who I know to an extent my communication skill is strong. That is my God-given gift. That when you find something you are good at, what you now do is to work on yourself until you're now a master of that skill. When you're now a master of that skill, you can now learn supporting roles that are under that so that you don't miss out on anything at any point in time. So as I can actually work for a company as a consultant because consultants communicate to people, right? And if I have good communication skills, it's a plus for me. I can work as a sponsorship and partnership lead, which I'm working with this my current company because it still has to do with communication, right? So it's making sure that your skills are not just one. You have multiple outlets as to whatever you decide to settle with. One other thing I would like to note is that all of this doesn't happen overnight, right? So I know in Nigeria they will tell you, oh, your passion cannot, bring you money and stuff like that. Oh, you can't do what you love because at the end of the day you need to survive. But that's not entirely true, like I said. It's actually possible. but it now means that you have to work smart. I wouldn't say hard, but smart. Because take for example, everybody listens to what? Whiskey, everybody listens to Burna Boy, what's the name of this new girl, Arasta. Do you think that their success happened overnight? No. They had sleepless nights of learning, practicing, training their vocal cords, things that they did that the public did not see, but they did it to train themselves. The public only saw the final and finished work. So it's the same thing. Nobody will come and clap for you when you are doing that training and improvement on yourself, but it is your personal decision that, oh, I want to do this for myself. I actually want to grow and build myself. And you take the time to do that. At the end of the day, trust me, it will pay off big time. And when you are reaping the rewards, everybody will only see the good part and nobody will actually remember, oh, you suffered, oh, you jumped boss, you did this to go and work for one company that one madam was insulting you, or one small girl that you're even probably older than, right? Nobody will see all that anymore. But you've done the inner work for yourself. That is the most important thing. I would also say patience, right? Say patience is a virtue and it's actually very essential. In as much as you're doing all this and you're learning, you have to be patient with yourself. You will try, there will be times you will fail, there will be times you will get a no. It's, even now in school, there are times, oh, you've probably done assignments, or during your project period, your lecturer or your project, what's it called, gave you hell. But you didn't stop now, didn't you? You were persistent. You were persistent. And that you have to be patient with yourself to get to that finish point. Do not look at other people. Do not compare. The race is actually yours to run at the end of the day. Everybody has their spacing and their time. As long as you keep the faith and you keep going. Sorry, this is almost turned to motivational. As long as you keep the faith and you keep going, at the end of the day, you will get to your finish line, right? So now, to the basic thing, necessary skills, right? There are 3 basic skills that I put down that is very important. So if you say, oh, when I come out from school, I recognize that, oh, the tech industry is actually growing, people are making money from it, and I want to do something in line with that at that point in time. It's one thing for you to join the communities, it's one thing for you to learn the technical skill, probably learn web development or whatnot. It's one thing for you to learn all that. But if you don't have supporting skills that can push you, it becomes a problem. So the first of them is strong communication skill, which is what I mentioned. If you're in a workplace, you may know it up here, you may have the answer to all the questions that your bosses they're asking. But if you don't know how to communicate that answer to them or that solution to them, it's a problem. They wouldn't see you as contributing to the team, right? So if somebody's saying, oh, it's A plus A, B, and you know it's B, but you don't know how to communicate to your boss that this is B, no value, it will look as if no value is coming from you, but it's not like you don't know these things. If you don't have good communication skills, it becomes a problem. Most people do not think that this is important, but it's actually very important. You have to build your communication skills. So whatever you know up here as theory, you are able to communicate it, right? Then another thing is adaptability. So as a professional, you must be ready to embrace change and learn continuously. Remember what I mentioned about the chameleon. You have to make sure that you are in a phase of learning. Learning never ends. Even the most, what's it called? Which person should I use as an example? Elon Musk. Let's take Elon for example. As he is, he's learning every day. Nobody knows it all. Nobody has even fathomed some certain things in this world. That's why we even have researchers, because they research to learn new things about the earth every single day. And for you as a person, it's not any different. Nobody knows it all. We learn every day. You have to be open to learning every single day. Do not take it for granted, right? Anywhere you see that, oh, information is being passed out, you may not need it at that point in time, but trust me, there will be it. No knowledge goes wasted. That's the truth. You may not need it at that point, but at some point in time, it will become very extremely useful to you. The third thing I mentioned is networking. So as you're going out of school, basically, it's very important to learn how to network. So if you go for events, you go to centers, learn to meet people, exchange numbers. Don't allow anybody tell you for any reason that, oh, you're not supposed to be in this room or in this group of people because it's only CEOs that are there and you are just coming out of school. That what do you know? Do not allow that happen, because the truth is that your network will be your greatest asset. Especially the way Nigeria works, it's who you know that would help you at some point in time. So when you go for any event, you go for any gathering, make sure don't look at somebody that, oh, the person is wearing dollop slippers and the person is probably a nobody. Do not use outside description to judge people. Talk to them, get to know what they do. It may just come handy in the future. Exchange contacts and build your contacts. You could just start a business in the future and you see that, oh, those piled up numbers of CEOs that you've saved, they will be your first set of clients for your business. And that's way easier. So networking is very, very important and you should not underestimate it. Right? Building a professional network can open doors and provide valuable guidance for you, because you need it. You don't have everything figured out coming out of the world, right? In conclusion, I would like to say balance work and personal life. So as you go out, it's one thing that, oh, work and work will come piling down on you, and it's exciting, right? Having a new job, it's exciting working for this company, it's exciting learning this new stuff. But another thing you should not forget is that you have a life. If you're working for somebody and you break down and something happens, the next week or the next day they will hire somebody else. That's the truth. So don't ever forget that. Like, always remember to still take time for yourself and enjoy your hard work. If you've accomplished something, try and celebrate yourself for that stuff you've actually accomplished, because that will encourage you to do more. My quote is, work hard, work smart, but at the same time, play hard. This is basically the end of my talk and discussion. I hope you guys got one thing or the other. If you have any questions at all, literally any questions, feel free to just, shoot at me.
All right, let's say a big thank you to our speaker. Please, the round of applause for her.
Good afternoon. My name is Baroka, and my question is that over the years in your field, what has been your biggest challenge and how did you overcome it?
Yeah, let me answer one by one so that I'm not overwhelmed. Okay, I would say one of the biggest challenges I faced, working, was the fact that I delayed myself by myself. I don't know how to put that. So it's basically what I'm saying, that do not let anybody tell you, oh, you're not supposed to be in this room or you're not supposed to do this, right? It's your life at the end of the day. I let the words of other people get to me and I belittled myself, right? So it took longer for me to accomplish certain things that I should have because of that notion. It's why I'm very strong on it. Do not for any reason let people's talk get in your ears. It is your life at the end of the day. If you don't take that decision, it falls back on you, not on the person that gave you that advice. So yes.
Good afternoon, my name is Sarah, and so my question is, this year, for most of this year, I've actually been, doing stuff in cybersecurity. I don't know if you know about them, Cyber Safe Foundation, Cyber Girls. So I've been a cyber girl, and truth be told, it has been a lot. Combining that with school, we want to be the best, that excellent spirit in everything. We want to be excellent. So that has been a lot for me. So I read something on Twitter, was it last week? And they were talking about like balance. You mentioned something about balance. And me personally, I can testify to that. There was also another time I said that they were talking about like balancing school and tech and how hard it is. So people are like, school should suffer, that tech is the way and stuff like that. So people are saying they are good at both. But last month when they were talking about this balance, and someone was like, when you are coming up, it wasn't really specific to tech, but that as someone that is trying to, let's say, make a name for him or herself, like you have to rugged it, you have to do everything. Like there should be nothing like work-life balance. That what's work-life balance when you are trying to make a name for yourself. So I want to ask, and from my little experience, I believe that at least there should be some form of like balance. But to be honest, there's also this push to, you want to exceed your expectations by yourself, break your own limitation. So you feel like, if I'm not doing this, if I'm not exerting so much energy, I'm not really ready to break into this space like I think I want to. So if you are trying to exert yourself, you're also trying to balance that. Very contradicting.
So remember what I said, that it can get exciting when you get a new job, when you're interning in a new company, when things are kind of like happening. There's a rush you get. You're so happy that you're very busy. But the truth, like I said, you have only one life. In as much as you want to accomplish all these things, if you break down at the end of the day, everything will come to an end. Like every single thing, it will become meaningless. Have you ever been like very sick before? Like when you are sick, what is the thing you are praying for? Are you praying for money? Are you praying for food, sir? It's to get well. That's the only thing on your mind. So the truth is that no matter how exciting it gets, no matter how fulfilling it gets, you need that balance. It doesn't mean, oh, you take a whole month or you forget about what you're doing or be lackadaisical. No. It just means you have to make that conscious effort to learn how to balance and see what works for me may not be the same thing that works for you, like my circle and my time. It's for you to understand yourself and know what works best for you. I'm someone that I do most of my jobs or anything late in the night. I'm a night person, like I work in the night. So for the businesses I'm working for, I'm managing their pages. I don't post during the day, I don't create content during the day, it's in the night when everybody's sleeping. So if you're that kind of person, you know, oh, I have daytime to myself to rest, to do whatever, and any other activity, and then in the evening I actually work, or in the evening I take my classes, know what works best for you. But that balance is very important, no matter how you want to put it.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, my name is Taiwo, and so my question is, since we are like speaking on skills and like technical skills or non-technical skills, so me myself, I started this project management skill that I'm learning. So sometimes I'm always like stuck that, okay, if I'm done this skill, I'm not done yet. What's the way forward? Like, how do I like get a job, or how do I like go about the project management? Like, is it easy? Like, okay, if I'm done with this skill, how do I like move on with that skill I've learned? Like, how do I venture into that career path? Like, is it easy? Like, what are the challenges I'm going to face? Like, how do I even get into it? Because I'm always like, it's not even, what's the point? Like, will I get the job?
I would say first, kudos to you for your commitment to learning like a skill outside whatever you've studied here. And the truth is that it may not be easy. It's different for everybody. It's the reason why I mentioned those 3 basic skills that you must add to whatever technical skill you are learning. So if you say, oh, I'm learning web development, or I'm learning product management, right? Or I'm learning UI UX design, it's a technical skill. In as much as you're learning that, you should be able to add those 3 core sub-skills to yourself, which is 1, communication, right? Your communication skills and your networking skills, right? Because those are the skills that will now bring you the job you want. So if you've learned this stuff, you research events that are actually happening and go for these events. Most of the times they are startups, right? That the CEOs are present there and they are looking for investors. At the same time, they are looking for fresh people to join their startups, right? And when you network, you could just get a click from there, an opportunity to be like, oh, I'm actually doing this, oh, and I need a product manager. And that's it. You got the job, right? So that's why those other 3 soft skills, the job will not come to your house after you have learned the skill to come and meet you. You have to do research, attend events, network, get contacts of people, join communities, because they usually drop links of all these things there. Research communities and join. I think for men, they have a community called Web3 Bridge, if I'm not mistaken, right? So if you're doing product management, that's a community you can join for the guys, Web3 Bridge. And they usually post like information and stuff like that there, and they even train like guys also, right? It's very important. Join communities, network, research events, attend, jump the bus, attend the event, get that contact. That's where you get those jobs from. And another thing, it's important to create a LinkedIn account. It's one thing I generally did not see very important until very much later. I always had like a LinkedIn account since like university days, but I wasn't doing anything with it. I didn't update it, I didn't put my information out there. It's actually important because also these people make searches, right, for new people. So once you do that and whatever you do is there, it will be easier for them to find you as much as you yourself you're finding them, right? So.
Thank you very much. So my question is, since the theme of the program is transitioning from students or like that academic lifestyle into professional lifestyle, yes, so I want to say, as we all know, as students, most students tend to like financially spend anyhow. Since you get like maybe tips from different sources as per, oh, he's a student, she's a student, you just get gifts from random people. But when you get into that working class space, I want to believe that those things will reduce. So how do you, as like yourself as an example, how did you handle that transition from going to having to like make all your budgets yourself and calculate costs, like the way you spend all those things, and you understand, going from that, you're just spending anyhow to being cautious of what you do, and not just financially, in other aspects too. How did you handle that transition?
So for me, it's one, obviously when you leave school, the tips won't come as much because everybody now believes you're an adult to some level, right? And it would not be funny at all. It won't be funny, trust me. But one of the things that I did was, number one, figure out what takes most of your money. For me then it was data. I was spending a lot of data, like on my phone, on my stuff. If you're doing that, be sure that whatever is taking money out is bringing money. Do you understand? So for example, if it's your phone, you're always buying data on your phone. Be sure that the phone, you're using it to get money back. So either maybe you're managing pages for people, maybe the calls you're actually taking, you're assisting someone. Just be sure that that spending limit is bringing something back to you. If it's food, you spend money on a lot. Maybe you're a very good cook, right? You can actually cook for your friends. So you spend money on cooking, get money from your friends, cook for them, money is coming back to you. Do you understand? So just be calculative about what you know that, oh, this is what I spend money on, and make sure that that thing is in one way or the other, bringing money back to you so that like it's balanced out. Then another thing is to, apart from your technical skills, have something by the side. Like I just said, somebody could be a good cook that can give you quick money, right? Something that you can do for relatively your friends, so not necessarily a big client. So your everyday friends that will probably want things done that you could do for them to get some cash into your pocket. Another thing also is, do not try to do, what's it called, balance sheets and say, oh, this person is doing this, so take for example, if someone who is, from a financially very stable family is taking boats up and down, you respect yourself and jump your boss. worst case scenario, if it's somewhere that obviously you need to be presentable, take a bus halfway, take an Uber halfway. It's being penny wise, pounds foolish. Is that what they call it, right? So it's one thing. You also don't like do your lifestyle according to other people. Like I said, you are living yourself from yourself. So if you're following your life according to others, if anything goes wrong, they can't take the blame for you. The blame will still be on yourself. So I think does that answer the question? Any other questions?
Yeah, thank you very much, Ma. A round of applause for her. All right, in light of no questions, or no further questions, I would like to appreciate our speaker. Thank you very much, Ma. We are very, very pleased to have you here to listen to what a great lecture, experience, a lot of things you've given us. Thank you very much.